Okay, let me get back on wiring up our bike over here for our dyna ignition. So I went online, kind of hard to figure out where the hell it's at. You had to go to product, get to user manuals, instructions, install things, I think they call them. And here's the download showing what it took to actually put this thing in a while ago. So we were playing around the ignition curves and on and off stuff. Here's your off switches that are on the tag that's on the back of it. So if you're a stock motor for a modified race motor and good stuff. So you're at what, 6500?
Yeah, I think
modified street motor is where you're set at. See, I would have that's not high enough. We just shut that off. We'll reprogram it with the computer and we'll get rid of that 7500 crap. That's not race. Okay, here's your Vose, your switch. Yeah, this is your ignition curves when you have the Vose switch activated. If you're on the retards mode, it's down here someplace. There it is. Retard mode is this one. See, it just comes in quick, boom, done. So the retard mode, see, it gives you more advanced straight across the board. It's all in by 1500 RPM, which is really early. That's going to cause pinging. So we don't use that one. We use this one. So curve 1, it's all in at 1500. Boom, across the board. If you have the Vose activated, which is only going to be if you're idling. So it doesn't retard RPM until 5000, till 1500 where it starts to retard and it drops all the way back. Till 500 RPM, it's always going back a little bit. But it's got enough ignition in there, it runs good. If you're on non-Vose, you're over here on the, I call that the mechanical curve. See how much more retarded it is right here at idle? You're way over here, so it's not going to idle as crispy as if you're on that one. Now this one here is about 1100, it starts backing off on the thing. 2000 is another step, and it's fully advanced at 3000, which is pretty far out. The curve 2, we have the same 35-degree total lead, but it's not fully there until 5000 RPM. Your motor's done at 5000. I don't know how good that curve is. But see, it took out all this timing through here where you ping, but it also took all the power right out where you're riding right here, which is stupid. That thing should have been fully advanced at 3000 and just slow it down here in a lower speed. But anyway, if you go in there and make your own custom curves, you can make these how they should be, not these stupid things. But anyway, that's how you play with it. What we need it for is the wiring, because we're going to do wiring. Right here, wiring. This is dual fire. This is double coil, single fire. So now that's all they're showing is double coil. We're going to use 2 coils, but it's 1 coil, so the hot lead is the same, but the trigger wire is the key thing. Blue is for your front cylinder and pink is for rear. So coil output there. I should blow this up a little bit for us people who can't read. So there we go. Now what else they got hooked into there? Original tack goes right here, goes to your pink. So this is your tack wire is a green wire, according to this. These are 2 wires that are hanging on the side of the bike, which is a green and a blue. Oh, look at that, green and a blue. So blue is coil, green is not, and blue is front coil. All right, you got that? Hey, you're not paying attention. Hello?
I'll be with you when
Green is tack, blue is front cylinder.
so we need to run off the blue.
And we need to hook the tack up to here. See, it's right here.
So what was the tack working before? What changes when you go to, it changes when you go to this?
Here's your original tack wire right here.
Uh-huh.
And they were coming off a green wire. That's what they're going to be going to now. The original one is over here. It was pink on the Harley harness.
Uh-huh.
And for them, it didn't have a color on it. I just went right to coil. But you had a pink wire, I think, over there. And there's another pink one over here. What's that pink wire coming from? Pink coil negative. So anyway, that's how they're doing it. Oh, they got down to 2.5 ohm now. That's new. 2.8 is about the lowest you ever see. Well, what, 2.9? So we're using?
Yeah, 2.9.
With the original
It was
dyna coil?
like 2.8 to
3 is what they advertised back in the day. Basic 2.8 to 3.2 works. Now they got a 2.5 now, I guess. I haven't seen that yet, but the lower the ohms, the more power that coil puts out. It also runs hotter. This is your pickup wire is coming off your original pickup, which is under your bike somewhere under here. Should be back under here. There should be a plug.
Yeah.
3-wire plug.
3-wire plug. It's right there.
That's a little brown plug. That's the original one. So basically, right now you're gonna disconnect what's in here, and we're gonna move over to these two. So the one that's really gonna change is the tack, because the other one, the white wire is your hot easily. Where's your power? Here's your positive right here. White jumper and white. So you have one white wire coming off for ignition power. That's what you're doing. And we're going to be disconnecting. We're not going to be using these wires. Looks like pink is the rear cylinder wire.
Okay.
So there should be a pink wire going for the rear cylinder, which is the original one. Is the main power one.
Should be this guy, right?
It's one of these two here. It's probably the small one because this is probably your harness here that comes out of the
This is
ignition.
coming off the front here, right?
Yeah, this
See those wires going up to the.
We have to trace these out and see where this goes to, but one of these two is going down the ignition modules on the other side. So we're going to do an ohm check on this to see what it is, or see what's going on. We got to figure out which two wires
This
we're
stuff's
using.
coming out of the ignition module. This is it.
This, I think, is the power for the ignition module, so this might be the cylinder firing one. But you also got this pink one over here. This might be the tack output going up to there.
Because they see this comes out. You see
coming
they
out the-
turn and go up
It's
front.
going up to it's going up to your
Yeah.
main harness. So this is definitely our hot wire coming off the ignition switch. We know that. So this is probably your tack. This is probably the power wire for the ignition module, and this is going to be your rear cylinder. So that goes toward the back one, and the other part of the coil is going to be the blue one that we got over there, and the green is going to go up to your new tack wire. So this wire here and the green should go together. Now this is a splice here, so if you put a negative, this is a female, so you put a male on that other wire, it'll work, or cut this off and put the round plug. I think I just cut it, put the round plug on it.
Snip it, right.
And then that'll plug right in over there. And this is going to go right to your center of your coil, which should be right here. So this will be up to about here. So that wire there, we have to make a wire from here to there to make it work. And these ones here, I don't know why these can be tacked up here and tied up shorter, whatever we need to do. We'll figure that out. Oh, and somebody want to know what this thing here was for? That's called cylinder head temperature gauge, which is up there in your fairing someplace. Yeah, you got a lot of junk up in your fairing.
Maybe it's right here. They're right. This goes to this gauge here.
It goes to that gauge right up there, cylinder head temp, which I never looked at. And then you added in your air fuel ratio right there, which goes to your O2
It's got
sensor.
this really nice sun visor that
You got your hood? Yeah, the hoodie? Yeah, works good.
I know this is kind of embarrassing, but I was looking for one. I couldn't find one.
I was able to
needed
see it very well riding the
Yeah.
bike.
You can see it great with that, but I just.
And where's your O2? There's your O2 sensor. There's O2 sensors over there. So your air fuel is the front pipe, not the rear.
Yeah, he says carbureted. The front pipe is the important one to sniff.
One runs leaner than the other, so that must be the lean one. I'm guessing. I don't know.
I don't know. I just remember he said carbureted. You could run both. He's like, but carbureted, the important.
I would run
is the
both,
front
so I
one.
know which cylinder is bad.
So
You find out which one's the worst cylinder on too lean, that's the one you tune off of. You don't know what it is until you ride the bike. Alright, so we're going to work on this here in a little bit. Looks like we're putting up a new shell. Is that your new shell?
no, it's a little. Let's think about letting the dogs out here. We're gonna put up a barrier.
Oh, we have a dog cage. Let the doggies bother us for a while. Okay. And the road turd over there is next on the left. We got to work on this one first. Alright, we'll be back.